Halloween.
My first Halloween.
Halloween is my favorite holiday because there's no limit to how far you can take the imagination.
Halloween is my favorite holiday because it's fun and you get to eat candy all night, or maybe just after trick-or-treating, and then you get to dress up as anything, and it's fun. Halloween is my favorite holiday because I get to eat as much candy as I want and I get to dress up. Halloween is my favorite because you get to eat as much as candy as you want and dress up as what you want. Ew!
Halloween is my favorite because there's just something magical about watching your kids' imagination run wild, as well as you get to take part in that too. So it's a little bit for the old man in me to be a little kid too. Okay, welcome to another episode of the Diapers on a Plane podcast. We're excited today because we're going to talk about our favorite holiday ever, which is
Halloween!
Halloween. Serious. Like, there are some pretty good holidays out there. You've got Christmas, Thanksgiving. They're all pretty awesome. But in our family, Halloween really takes the cake. We recently spent some time in Korea, and I think every single subway ride we took was a huge debate amongst our family on what Halloween costumes we were going to dress up as this year. And so we're going to talk a little bit. Why is Halloween our favorite holiday?
All right, so one of our favorite Halloweens that we spent was in none other than Salem, Massachusetts. Now, you don't have to know much about history to know about Salem, Massachusetts. Salem, Massachusetts, of course, is one of America's first city, and it is the very city where witch hysteria took over the world and America, really. So everything we really know about Halloween really started in Salem.
Woo! Yeah, we were pretty excited when we were thinking about what kind of a podcast we could do. Right now, our most memorable Halloween was in Salem, Massachusetts.
Yeah, so we're going to cover everything you need to know about having the ultimate Halloween celebration in Salem. And should you go to Salem to celebrate Halloween? Should you go to Salem to celebrate Halloween?
Yes.
Yeah, you sound excited.
Yeah. You should.
All right, so let's first talk about the ghosts that are there. What ghosts do they have in Salem during Halloween?
Do you remember?
Do you remember why we went?
To see all the ghosts.
To see all the ghosts? Was it a special occasion other than Halloween?
Well, that's 3.
You were celebrating your 3rd birthday. Who has a Halloween birthday?
Me.
Yeah, is your birthday on Halloween?
Yeah.
No, when is it?
October 12th.
October 12th. It's near Halloween, so that makes Halloween even more special in our house. So let's get down to it. How do you get to Salem?
So Salem is a short subway ride from Boston. I'm trying to remember, how long did it take us to get up there?
It is 16 miles. There are 3 ways to get there. There's a commuter train, a ferry boat, or obviously you can drive. We didn't have a car, so we didn't drive, and that actually takes the longest because of traffic. Do you remember how we wanted to get there?
How did we want to take it?
Okay, we're going to have to cut. Yes, we wanted to take a ferry. Do you know why we couldn't?
Oh.
No.
There was too much wind. So the ferry
that's right.
is awesome. It is definitely the most expensive way to get there, and it will shut down if there's inclement weather. So we ended up taking the commuter train, which was only $8. It was super fast, 30 minutes, and there's only 4 stops on that train. So it's just a quick hop on and off, and you were there.
Albeit there was a bit of a wait to go home.
Mommy?
What is the weather like in Salem during the Halloween season?
So for us, it was pretty brisk and cold. It was a little bit chilly. So definitely wear a jacket, be prepared. We were there mid-October, so I can only assume that it gets a little bit colder as the time goes on. But it's fall weather, right? It's what you would expect. A brisk, chilly Halloween.
October is it my birthday?
During October, it's your birthday. So it does get kind of warm during the day, but you are going to want a jacket in the morning. You're going to want a jacket as soon as dusk hits. And so plan for that, definitely. And what age range? Now, clearly, we took our kids. This was a little over a year ago, and we had little ones. So is Salem appropriate for younger kids?
Yeah, I'll answer that. Absolutely. Like, I think they've got so much Halloween stuff to do there. So many opportunities, and they're kid-friendly. The tours we went on, all the sites we saw, I didn't really see anything that didn't allow children. So definitely it's a family type venue. I think if you want to go to like the adult type things or those kind of things as well, the bars and the probably concerts and other kind of activities. So I think there's something for everybody in Salem, Massachusetts, and it's all spooky. It's all decked out to the T in the Halloween fondue. I don't know, is that a word? That's a terrible word.
All right, so what makes Salem such a great destination? Let's get into it.
It's the ambiance, right? It's the feeling you get there knowing the creepy history that happened there.
Well, they've got like an actual hanging tree.
They've got a hanging tree. They've got gads of really cool old cemeteries, just pockmarked along the whole Salem, Massachusetts. They've got a rich history of witches and killing them.
On October.
So, yes, not to be morbid, but yeah, I mean, Salem's got all the rich back history. Then it's got, and then it's really embraced it. So it's taken all that rich back history and then it's just put it into how we celebrate modern day. Let's just give them a quick overview of, do you guys know how Halloween even originated?
Tell us.
What about you guys? So the original Halloween celebration dates back to 2,000 years ago. What else happened 2,000 years ago that we know about?
The dinosaurs lived?
Oh, the dinosaurs, of course. And they trick-or-treated, but their arms were too small. They had trouble eating the candy, so that's why they died. That's what happened. True story. So something else happened 2,000 years ago. Okay, So
the original celebration occurred in Ireland and Scotland, or the areas that are now known as Ireland and Scotland, and it was the Gaelic culture that celebrated something called Samhain, which I'm probably pronouncing incorrectly, but it was a fall festival.
Yeah, and to not butt in too much, but the idea is on that one day of the year, which was the New Year, I believe, back then, when the veil between the dead and the living was the thinnest.
Yeah, and why was it the thinnest?
I don't know.
Because it celebrated the light half of the year with the dark half of the year.
Oh, that makes sense. So it's like the Twilight.
Yeah.
The Twilight Saga.
And the dark half of the year also brought about death of crops. A lot of people died. It was cold. It was dark. So it was this festival where they made a lot of...
Who had a hard time eating the candy?
The dinosaurs, remember? Because their hands were too small. Remember, dinosaurs have hands like this. So how are they going to... They can't get the...
Yeah. And they have a hard time saying trick or treat. Okay, so...
If you were a dinosaur and you couldn't unwrap the candy, I guess maybe you could unwrap it and drop it on the floor and then eat it with your mouth. Dinosaurs don't sound very smart. Do you think so?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
They're smart.
Are they?
Yeah. But
Okay.
I don't know why T-Rex's arms are so small they can't even reach their mouth. They can only go this much.
Okay, this is the point. Okay, we're going to turn the conversation back to Halloween here. We'll save that for our dinosaur episode where we'll cover all, and I think we should have one where we specifically talk about dinosaurs and Halloween.
Back to Halloween.
Back to Halloween. So where were we on?
All right. So, okay. And another thing that Salem is known for is it's called Witch City for a reason. So, Pi, should we show them why it's called Witch City? Should we show?
Because it has all this history about witches.
Yeah! And what shirts did we get? Come stand up here. Hold them out. Okay. All right. All right. So what does it say?
Are you a good witch?
Okay.
Or a bad witch. Salem, Massachusetts.
Yeah, so we got matching t-shirts there. We had a lot of fun. Obviously, the whole witch thing is because of the witch hysteria and the men and the women that were accused of being witches.
Also, there was a witch museum, and there was this little fire. Well, there was something that's on top of like a fire pit thing, and if you touch it, it'll either give you bad luck or good luck, or give you a power or take away one.
Okay, so let's talk about that. There are 666 reasons to celebrate Halloween in Salem, Massachusetts, and we are going to get into it. Should we give them all 666 reasons?
Yes. Yeah. No.
So I think, what do you think about maybe 28?
Okay, let's do 28.
Yeah, well, and we'll just, for the sake of time, you can definitely dig into this stuff deeper on our blog at www.diapersonaplane.com, where we will also link this podcast, the video podcast, and the notes, right?
Absolutely, yeah. So, Widmore just mentioned the Witch Museum. Now, the Witch Museum goes over how witch hysteria started. It offers a
tour,
a play. You can actually see the dungeon where they were held, the jail cells. So it really gives you an up close and personal and really vivid look into what happened and how it happened.
Yeah, if you want to see the location where a lot of the public trials actually were held, you can see that right in Salem, Massachusetts. And they've got it all reenactments that you can go in there. You can't record them or take pictures during the reenactment, but they use a lot of the same dialogue that actually happened during the witch trials, which is
from the
pretty
court
cool.
transcripts. Yeah. So when it comes to witch stuff, it's called Witch City for a reason, and there are a plethora of witch things. There's a witch photography place. It's called Witch Pics. There is the Witch House, the Witching Hour, where you can see live spells being done by a practicing witch. There's the Witch Dungeon Museum we just talked about. There is a Witch Wax Museum. So there are just listen stuff that involve witches to do. So that is a bunch of fun stuff. That's going to take up probably 600 out of the 666 things to do. No shortage of witch stuff. In fact, there's one other witch thing, and it is the Witch 5K. Now, lots of cities all over America do a Witch 5K, but Salem takes it up a notch, and they not only do a Witch 5K, but they do a Clown 5K. And they emphasize the creepy in clown.
So they're like, these are all like It style.
Yeah.
Just scary.
Yeah. And if you would rather, instead of being a creepy clown, you'd rather just take it all the way across the side and be a devil, they have a devil run as well. And you're not going to be running a 5K as a devil. You're going to be running a 6.66 mile run.
So of course we didn't do any of those, but I think that just so shows the breadth of the Halloween activities that are in Salem. I think 666 might not even cover it.
Yeah.
But we did want to cover all the highlights in this, what we're mentioning right now, as well as things that we did and we enjoyed.
So one thing we talked about before is there are tons of cemeteries all over, and one of the cemeteries we went to is called the Old Burying Point Cemetery. And the reason we went to that one is it has a lot of historical figures that are buried there, including some of the hanging judges, including some of the famous author Nathaniel Hawthorne's family. And the house where Nathaniel Hawthorne met his wife at a party is right next door to the cemetery, and it's said that he and his wife roam the grounds of this cemetery because it's where they spent their first moments together.
And what I love, even in mid-October, this is a bustling cemetery with a lot of people in costume, in timely period type costumes, and they're there giving tours like all day long. People that are passionate about this stuff. And this is once again is why it's one of our favorite places to go for Halloween. Is if you want to go somewhere where people are really into it, and you can really feel the ambiance, the spirit, everything that's going on.
Okay, can we do it right after?
And at some point, we'll put this little girl's hair in a ponytail, because that's what's important.
If you go in my drawer, there's a rubber band in there, and I'll do rubber.
I think there's Mother Goose's grave.
Are we going down the list, or have we kind of just jumped right?
We're still going down the list. Mother Goose's grave is at a cemetery in Boston, actually. But yeah, good job remembering the cemetery. Also at the Old Burying Point Cemetery is the Witches' Memorial. So, of course, the witch hysteria happened back in 1692, but it wasn't until 2008 that they actually decided to give these for the 20 men and women who were hanged as witches a proper burial and memorial. And so that is held there. And one of the things that they emphasize is how these people were accused and they didn't get to defend themselves. So there's a granite slab, and then their headstones are like halfway into the slab to kind of emphasize that they were kind of cut off.
Yeah, it's kind of brutal, but they kind of really show kind of those respectful monuments to the witches who were tried and executed.
Yeah, so one other witch thing I wanted to bring up is the homestead. And this is a new event that we learned about this year that we didn't get a chance to go to, but it is a live reenactment. So there's lots of places in America you can go and you can see kind of how they lived in colonial times. But this is like you are living in Salem during witch hysteria. You're walking down the street and all of a sudden you see somebody being accused. Right
Oh,
before
that's
your
interesting.
eyes.
That would be
So
super
it's a
fun.
live reenactment, and it sounds really cool. They have multiple reenactments throughout the season. A lot of these events are multiple events that they'll happen throughout the season, and give you an opportunity to see them more than once.
I'm already wishing we were going back there.
So that's what I felt like too when I was.
Fall break is coming up, and I'm thinking Salem might be the place to
Yeah, I know. Me too.
go. We had so much fun.
Want down low?
Okay, so while Mama Bear is putting the little girl's head in a ponytail, let's talk about the walking tours. How many walking tours are there in Salem?
11.
11. So that's 11. So there's so much to do. How many of the walking tours did we do?
We didn't do any of them.
We didn't do any of them. Well, we did so much walking, though. I assume we did walking tours.
Yeah.
We did some. We'll cover the trolley tours in just a minute. But walking tours, once again, a reason we need to go back. If they're anything like the other tours we had, it's just incredible. I mean, this is one of the. This was the first. Was this the first city, or the second city?
So technically, Boston's considered the first city, but this was founded before.
But
Boston.
Salem was founded before, so chronologically,
By 3 years.
it was there before Boston was. So this is the oldest, modern city in the United States, and it has so much rich, dark history.
So we didn't go on a walking tour, but we did go on a trolley tour, which covers a lot of the same points that the walking tour does. And Pi wanted to bring up what we did on the walking tour. So what was it called?
The trolley tour.
Tales and Tombstones Haunted and Trolley Ride.
Yes. And what did we tell them all about it?
Wait, what?
Tell them all about it.
You can. Well, of course, you go. It's a trolley, so you go in it and sit down, and then they just drive around and stop at some locations, and they tell you about scary, really spooky stories.
All the spooky stuff. So a lot of the houses, they showed us the hanging tree, and a lot of the hotels. And at each stop, they would say something.
Tell you a real life ghost story.
Real life ghost story, and there is no shortage of real life ghost stories in Salem, Massachusetts. Thanks, Pepper.
All right, Widmore. Yeah, what do you want to say?
Also in the trolley ride, there was one where their son died, or someone that they really loved died, and they kept their skeleton downstairs, and it was starting to stink, and he was going downstairs, and he saw the skeleton something shiny. It was shining out something.
So a vivid.
Yeah, I remember that.
So
and
this
he
is
died by the choking on something.
sheesh.
Choking.
Yeah, they're very vivid. They remember them.
Yeah, so this is a couple years ago. So this is etched into their
Stories.
memory. So it must have been good stories.
So, Widmore, I thought you might like to share about all the goblins we saw. Do you remember all the people that were dressed up and walking around the town, and you could take your pictures with them, or they would try and scare you? Does anybody remember those?
Yeah, and there was this wolf guy, and I didn't think it was real, and I thought it was just a statue because he was being so still. And then I went over to take a picture by him, and then he scared me really bad.
Yeah.
And I should point out too, make sure you have some dollar bills because these werewolves get very angry if you don't tip them
Ma'am.
after you take a picture.
Ma'am. Ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am. Yeah.
It's kind of like the Hollywood. It's like going to the
Chinese theater. Yeah. You can even be pulling out your wallet. Like, they don't know what you're pulling out your wallet for. It may not be for them. They need to make sure that you're pulling out your wallet for them. So,
Yeah.
all right. So, we wanted to make this a very special birthday outside of Halloween. So, one thing we did that we don't hear a lot about when people talk about Salem, Massachusetts Halloween is a very special activity that we did to celebrate this one's birthday. Yes. Yes, we went.
Chocolate factory.
To the chocolate factory.
And
Do you remember
they handed out chocolate to us. And it was my favorite.
Yes. And do you remember what it was called?
The chocolate, no.
The Harbor
Sweets Chocolate Factory.
Very good. That's right. So you can take a whole tour of the chocolate factory. It's just on the east side of town, and it's not far from the center of stuff. You can walk to it, and then you can join in the rest of the festivities. But they do offer free tours on Tuesdays and Thursdays. They come with free samples. Yep. And if you're going to go, do not skip the Sweet Sloops.
Sweet Sloops is what they're known for, and they're do you want to describe them?
So it's a toffee. It's a butter toffee
with white chocolate.
Yep, and then dipped in almonds, and they look like a sailboat.
Yeah, and and that's what they're amazingly tasty little treats. And we bought packages of them to take home.
Yeah, we bought a package of 24, and I wish we'd bought the 72. Yeah.
So
72?
Yeah, you didn't get any. We actually ate them one night. Didn't share with you.
Did you share with Whitmore?
No.
We ate them.
No, just Mom and Dad.
So good.
I'll tell you what, if we go back, I promise we won't eat them all in secret and not share, okay?
And they're the nicest.
You have to get 72.
Okay, done.
And they are the nicest chocolatiers.
Yeah.
Like that was the week that kicked off our Salem activities, and we made the walk over there before we headed into Maintown Salem, and it was one of the highlights. A little different than the Halloween stuff, but we love chocolate factories. So.
All right. So, of course, we are Diapers on a Plane, and we love to focus on the child-friendly activities, and Salem has no shortage of them. They have movies every Saturday in the Salem Common. They have Wicked Fun Wednesdays, where you get to come every Wednesday and go trick-or-treating with the mayor, or you get to go do costumes and face painting and costume parades. They have preschoolers in the park, which happens twice during the month of October, where obviously preschoolers, they get to come and then they get to do special activities that are exclusive to their age range. And then, of course, trick-or-treating happens on Halloween, but it also happens throughout the entire season. Throughout all of the month of October, pretty much at all the activities, there's going to be trick-or-treating at the Pumpkin Fest, at the movies, tons and tons and tons of fun stuff to do that involve little kids. So it's an excellent place to go if you have little ones. And speaking of little ones, what else do we have in our family that's a little one?
Baby.
A dog.
A dog. But we do have a baby still.
We do have a baby. She's taking a nap.
So what kind of parades what do they have for dogs?
Halloween pet parade.
Yeah, so can you bring your critter all dressed up and go on a howl? Ow!
Can I do mine?
Yeah.
So there's this little elf thing, and I went with Daddy. So there's these elves that pop out of the wall, and if you touch them, they'll eat you.
Ooh, yeah, that is scary. Okay. Right. Along with that, if you're into karaoke and doing some Halloween time singing, you can definitely sing along to the Monster Mash or any of those old-timey, new or old songs at the Salem Waterfront Hotel.
All right, and what did you want to talk about?
The haunted house.
Ooh, which haunted house did you go to?
One where there's a clown.
Yeah, anything else?
And there's a haunted house thing. And if you go through it, they give you a prize at the end that's glowing up bats.
So it was not very memorable. It's called Frankenstein's Castle.
Frankenstein's Castle. I went through it with Widmore, and it was the most unscary haunted house I'd ever been in. But just found out while Catherine was doing some research on it that they cater it to the age that the person is going through. So pretty sure we got the 6-year-old version of the haunted house, which probably meant, because I was like, there are no actors in here. It is just going through dark little alleyways.
With a possessed vacuum cleaner.
Yes. And so, yeah, I was kind of scratching my head. But that makes a lot of sense now.
Yeah.
That we got the 6-year-old.
And the clown had a saw. At the end. Yeah.
I think, knowing Widmore, I think we should have asked them to tell them he's 14.
Yeah.
Would have been a little funner.
All right.
Okay, so along with that, there are multiple places to watch the various Halloween style movies all over town, everywhere. Like we said, there's stuff going on everywhere, and watching Halloween movies is there's no shortage in that.
Yeah, there's even a Critter movie marathon, and that's just on one day. Yep. So you gotta really commit to watch those beasts.
So when we said 666 things to do, we were not lying, and there probably are actually more than that.
Yeah. The pinnacle of Halloween celebrations in Salem comes to a crux when it's the end of the month and there are costume balls all over. So there's one specific costume ball. It's the official witch costume ball. There are prizes. You can get a prize up to $1,000 for the best costume, but they have seances and potion making, and it is a true Halloween festival. But if you can't get into that one, because it is hard to get into and there are limited tickets, there are 6 others that you can choose from, and you can read all about the specifics about those on the blog. So there is no shortage of stuff to do. We do keep reiterating this. And one thing that you do have to do when you're in Salem is...
You got to eat.
You gotta eat.
You got to eat, and we're eaters, so we like food. So let's talk about a few of the places we went. I know, like we said, it was this little girl's birthday, and so we wanted to do something special for her, and it wasn't the easiest thing in the world to do.
It was not easy to find a cake, a birthday cake. You'd think it would be, but it wasn't. So there are a couple places you can get treats. One is called Turtle Alley Chocolates. Now, they have the monopoly on creepy, crawly, gummy, spider, chocolate, worms, the whole shebang, skulls. Like, you want to go and get your Halloween fix in the form of something sugary and edible, go to Turtle Alley Chocolates. Yeah. The other place we went was the Caramel French Patisserie, and we were really hoping for a cake, and we were able to get one. Do you remember? You had a purple cake. Mm-hmm. It was a purple little blueberry miniature cake that she... Yeah.
This big?
Yeah, that she got for her birthday. And then we also walked out with some French macarons, which, as a 3-year-old, which is very refined taste. So.
What are macarons again?
Remember those little sandwich cookies with the frosting in the middle? You're embarrassing me.
Okay. All right. And then we had to find a place to eat, and every place was packed.
Yeah. But we did end up at Howling Wolf Taqueria.
Which, as I recall, was awesome.
It was some of the best Mexican food we've ever had. It was phenomenal. That was our dinner. We had lunch at Red's Sandwich Shop.
Which you need to go to, too. That is like...
It's an iconic institution.
Yeah, it's like a mom and pop place. I think it was cash only, as I recall. But it was just like big, healthy mom and pop portions. And it's not just sandwiches. I remember they had a little bit like open-faced meatloaf. And that
meatloaf, my favorite.
Homey, good old comfort food. And then another place we found just in researching this is a place called Flying Saucer Pizza Company. It's a new pizza company that's popped up, and their mission is to abduct normal pizzas, as all aliens do. So,
of course.
We can't vouch for them, but we can say that they definitely have a fun little motif going on, and no doubt they fit into Salem quite well. So this is definitely one of our favorite activities we've ever been on. Like we said, we might even head back there in a couple weeks to check out some of the stuff that we didn't get a chance to do. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Please do hit subscribe and ring that bell for notifications.
And happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
We'd love to hear in the comments what you're dressing up as this year or where you're going. And in a couple weeks, we will reveal how we are dressing up this year. We do love doing our family costumes. If you are a big Guardians of the Galaxy fan, you can also check out some tutorials on our website as well.
Yep. Give us a like and follow.
All
that
right.
good stuff. Thank you. Bye-bye.